Katie Klein heads admissions and utilization management at Mirasol Eating Disorder Recovery Center in Tucson, Arizona. Katie's background lies as a clinician in the treatment of eating disorders and substance use disorders. More importantly, Katie is passionate about improving her life and the lives of others by being an example of authenticity and vulnerability by working on her own recovery. Please join me in welcoming Katie Klein.
As a past presenter at AEE, right here, this is what everybody saw, my accomplishments. But in reality, this is how I felt on the inside. So why am I showing you a picture of a stick figure instead of a picture of myself? Well, because the pictures of me back then, when I was battling a deadly eating disorder, anorexia, are not representative of who I am today. I deleted all of those once I got into recovery. Right here at a past AEE conference, I was a co-presenter on the topic of self-care. I know. A little bit embarrassing, but instead of being honored and excited to be here and presenting, all I could think about was, would I have enough energy to even do this? All I'd eaten that day was a yogurt, and I had over-exercised that morning at the hotel gym. While I was in this presentation, all I thought about was, what do I look like? What size am I wearing? And how many calories had I burned that day? It was so sad. At another AEE conference, we went kayaking down the Mississippi. Christine was there. And it was an incredible pre-con experience. But where was my mind? How many calories was I burning with the kayaking? And again, all I'd had to eat that day was a protein bar. This was the insanity that I was living in with my eating disorder. And these are all the ways in which I felt. Back at home, as Christine introduced me, I was an eating disorder therapist. I know, again, a little hard to admit that, but it's true. I did not do a single thing that I asked my clients to do. Before work, after work, I was walking up to 18 miles a day, and I was eating as little as 200 calories. If you can even imagine, my body was about 50 pounds lighter than it is right now. I was a shell of a person, and everyone in my life who loved me and cared about me cringed when they saw me, because bubbly, energetic Katie had turned into a lifeless skeleton. I wasn't even excited when I picked up my 6-year sobriety chip from drugs and alcohol. I picked up this chip in front of my sponsor, my sponsees, and I felt completely inauthentic. What kind of a program was I working? What kind of example was I setting for these young women? I wasn't. And finally, the dissonance between who I was showing on the outside and what I felt like on the inside became too great. And I decided I needed to do something. I needed to go to treatment. Finally, the desire for freedom became greater than the fear and the shame. So this is the love of my life right here. And at the time, she was in kidney failure. And I thought, how am I going to leave her? How do I just pick up and leave her, leave my job, leave my life, my sponsees? But I knew that if I didn't go, I was going to die. So I ended up here. Okay, well, no, not actually at the casino. But I ended up in Reno, Nevada for treatment. This is actually where I went. And here, I wasn't an eating disorder therapist. I wasn't a woman with 6 years of sobriety. I wasn't a know-it-all. I became humble. I became teachable. And I let the people at this facility show me how to get well, because I didn't know how to do that for myself. And here, I reconnected with myself. My roommate, bless her heart, she took a picture of me sleeping, which at the time I thought was a little bit creepy. However, it was a big deal. I hadn't slept in years. And if anyone knows what it's like to have a malnourished body, high anxiety, there had been no sleeping. And I reconnected with nature. I'm a huge nature lover, but my eating disorder didn't allow me to do that. There we are, sitting out on the lawn on a lovely Sunday, enjoying each other's company. You see, my eating disorder became my primary relationship. I couldn't have a relationship with other people. And I'm really outgoing, and it's easy for me to form relationships. But in my eating disorder, I couldn't do that. And so I started reconnecting again and making friends and having fun and laughing. We had so much fun. And here I was in Starbucks nearby the treatment facility, and they had a donation bin, and got rid of all my sit clothes, which I have to say was really, really hard, because in this society, losing weight is praised, not gaining weight. I started to trust myself again with food. And I actually found out that I not only love food, but I absolutely love sweets. Kind of funny. I didn't know these pictures would actually, be useful at any point, but they were. So this sign was put in my path. We were on an outing in treatment, and this really sums it up for me, because I had lost so much faith in myself and in the universe, in my connection to a higher power. Freedom, just being me, in my body, not worrying about what others are thinking of me all the time. Strong is being able to look at a challenge and foresee the magnificent outcomes that it may bring. I love this quote. It was actually in a book that I found in a bookstore when I was in Nevada. You see, I thought that my world was over. I thought that my career was over when I admitted that I had relapsed in my eating disorder and needed to go to treatment. I thought that everyone around me was judging me, talking about me. But in reality, what I came to find out is that nobody was judging me for my journey. When I got back from treatment, all my clients wanted to sit down and talk about what I'd been through. They wanted to relate to it. All my peers were really proud of me, and they too wanted to talk about it for hours, about what I'd been through and what I experienced and what I could bring back to Mirasol to help our clients, having recently gone through this myself. This experience of having my ego completely crushed has been the single most important thing that's ever happened to me. In the past years of coming here to AEE, I would see these Activate speakers, and I'd be like, I want to do that so badly. Like, that's so me. But I couldn't, because I was still in my unwellness, and I didn't have a solution to my story yet. I was completely disconnected from myself. And so now, the best part of being in recovery is being connected to my life again, which has allowed me to be here today. Thank you very much.